You wake up. You check your phone. You feel nothing. Not sad exactly, just empty. Like you're watching your own life through a foggy window. You know you should want things, should feel excited about something, but it's like someone turned down the volume on your emotions. Here's what nobody tells you. This isn't laziness, it isn't weakness, and it's definitely not permanent. There's a specific psychological pattern causing this, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. And more importantly, you can fix it. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 hidden reasons your brain keeps hitting the mute button on your motivation, and why trying to force yourself to be productive is actually making it worse. You'll discover the dopamine drift that's quietly draining your ability to feel excited about anything, even things you used to love. And I'll reveal the counterintuitive strategy that makes motivation come back naturally, without willpower or forcing yourself to just do it. By the end, you'll understand exactly why you feel this way and have a clear path forward that actually works. Let me tell you about 2 versions of yourself. Version 1 lived maybe 5, 10, or 15 years ago. This version woke up with ideas, got excited about weekend plans, felt genuine curiosity about learning new things, had hobbies that pulled them in, not things they forced themselves to do because they should. Version 2 is now. This version scrolls instead of sleeps, watches instead of participates, knows they should exercise, start that project, call that friend, but it all feels like pushing a boulder uphill. The things that used to light you up now feel like chores. What happened between these 2 versions isn't a character flaw. It's not that you became lazy or lost your passion. Something much more specific occurred, and it's happening to millions of people right now. Your brain's reward system, the part that makes things feel worth doing, has been quietly recalibrated. And once you understand how, you'll see why all the productivity tips and motivational videos haven't worked. Let's break down what's really going on. Your brain runs on a chemical called dopamine. But here's the thing everyone gets wrong. Dopamine isn't about pleasure. It's about anticipation. It's the feeling of, something good might happen if I do this. Think about the last time you got genuinely excited about something. Maybe it was a trip you planned, a project you started, or a person you connected with. That excitement? That was dopamine saying, this matters, pay attention. Now here's the problem. Over the past decade, tech companies figured out how to hack this system. Every notification, every infinite scroll, every autoplay. They're designed to give you tiny dopamine hits constantly. Not big ones, small ones. Over and over. Here's what happens. When your brain gets used to easy, constant dopamine from scrolling, texting, and streaming, normal life starts feeling boring by comparison. Starting a business? That's months of work before any reward. Learning guitar? Weeks before you sound decent. Having a real conversation? That requires effort and vulnerability. Your brain, now used to instant hits, looks at these things and goes, why bother? I can get dopamine right now by opening TikTok. This is the dopamine drift. Your baseline for what feels worth it has shifted so high that normal, meaningful activities don't register anymore. You're not broken. Your reward threshold has just been artificially inflated. But here's what makes this even more frustrating, and this is crucial to understand before we can fix it. When people notice they're unmotivated, they usually try to force their way through it. They set aggressive goals, they make schedules, they try to discipline themselves into action. And it works. For about 3 days. Then they crash harder than before. Here's why. Your brain has a willpower battery. It's a limited resource that drains throughout the day. Every decision, every time you resist an urge, every time you force yourself to do something you don't want to, it all drains this battery. Now imagine your reward system is already broken from dopamine drift. Things that should feel rewarding don't. So you're trying to power through life using only willpower, with no fuel from genuine motivation. It's like trying to drive a car on an empty tank by pushing harder on the gas pedal. The problem isn't your effort. The problem is, there's no fuel. This is why just do it doesn't work, why morning routines fall apart, why you can watch a motivational video, feel pumped for 20 minutes, then sink right back into emptiness. You're treating a fuel problem with an effort solution. And here's the thing that makes people feel even worse. When this approach fails, they blame themselves. I'm just not disciplined enough. I'm lazy. Something's wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. You're trying to solve the wrong problem. You don't need more willpower. You need to reset your reward system. And that brings us to the most important part, the part most people never hear about. Your brain's reward system can recalibrate. It wants to recalibrate. You just have to give it the right conditions. Here's the counterintuitive truth. The way to feel motivated again isn't to force yourself to be productive. It's to deliberately expose yourself to low stimulation activities until your brain remembers how to be interested in normal things. Think of it like this. If you've been eating extremely sweet foods every day, a strawberry tastes bland. But if you cut out the extreme sweetness for a while, suddenly that strawberry tastes incredible. Your taste buds reset. Same principle with your brain's reward system. Here's the protocol that actually works. First, identify your dopamine hijackers. These are your go-to easy hits. For most people, social media scrolling, YouTube binges, streaming shows, video games, or constantly checking messages. Not inherently bad, but problematic when used as constant background noise. Second, do a 7-day low dopamine reset. This sounds extreme, but it's temporary. For 1 week, significantly reduce these activities. Not eliminate, reduce. Cut your phone time by 70%. No mindless scrolling. No background Netflix. When you're bored, you have to sit with the boredom. This will feel uncomfortable. That's the point. Your brain is recalibrating. The boredom you feel isn't a problem to solve, it's the healing process. Third, fill the space with analog activities. Not productive ones necessarily, just real ones. Walk without headphones. Cook an actual meal. Read a physical book. Have a conversation without checking your phone. Draw something. Sit outside and literally watch clouds. These activities seem boring at first because your threshold is too high. But after 3 to 4 days of reduced stimulation, something remarkable happens. They start feeling interesting again. That's your reward system coming back online. Fourth, notice when things start landing differently. Around day 5 or 6, you'll notice small things feel more engaging. A conversation holds your attention. A task doesn't feel as heavy. An idea sparks genuine curiosity. This is your natural motivation returning. Finally, protect this reset. Once your baseline resets, you can reintroduce high dopamine activities, but as treats, not defaults. An hour of gaming after real work. A show with dinner, not background noise all day. The key is keeping your baseline low enough that normal life feels rewarding again. Here's what you need to understand. Feeling empty and unmotivated isn't a character flaw. It's a predictable response to living in an environment designed to hijack your reward system. The solution isn't more discipline. It's not forcing yourself harder. It's strategically stepping back from artificial stimulation long enough for your brain to remember what genuine interest feels like. Try the 7-day reset. I promise you, the boredom you'll feel in days 1 to 3 is temporary. The clarity and motivation you'll feel by day 6? That can last if you protect it. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're just operating in an environment your brain wasn't designed for. And now you know how to fix it. If this video helped you understand what's really going on, do me a favor. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And drop a comment telling me which dopamine hijacker is hardest for you to reduce. For me, it's definitely YouTube. The irony isn't lost on me. I'll see you in the next one.